Hi there, Angela Raspis, your guide to a wholehearted business in life. And what I'd like to talk to you about this week is two contrasting scenarios, and I'd like you to see which category you fall into. One is the curse of the overachiever, and the second is the enjoyment of the high achiever. And what the heck do I mean by that? Well, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a woman juggling many things, there's no doubt that you set yourself a lot of goals. I know my to-do list is as long as my arm, and yours probably is as well. But within those to-do lists, we also have particular goals and real core objectives that we set for ourselves. But there's a big difference between the person who approaches those with a high achiever's expectation versus someone that approaches those with an overachiever's expectation. And let me explain. Now, the danger with an overachiever is that, yes, they do have lots and lots of things on the go all at once, like many of us do, but they find it very difficult to say, no, I don't want to take on something more, or that's not for me, or thanks very much, I don't want to get involved. They often say yes, 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 and then feel really resentful at all the things that are on their desk. Does that happen to you? They also find that they are very competitive. Now, being competitive in itself is not a bad thing. We've all got that little bit of, hey, I want to do my very best. But the difference with an overachiever is that they are not competing with themselves, they are competing with everyone around them. They're not content to feel that the effort that they put in is the best they can do and feeling great about that. They are always comparing themselves to another person, another mother, another cook, another entrepreneur, another person who's writing a blog post, or God help us, shooting a video to put onto their website. And that when you're putting yourself in that position of comparing, then you're never going to measure up. There is always that feeling of not being good enough. And that sort of deadened weight inside of you of my best efforts are not going to get me there. Does any of that sound familiar? Then possibly you're in the task of being an overachiever. Now, the thing is with an overachiever is criticism hurts deeply. They take it very personally and really feel as though they're not going to be able to achieve what it is that they want to. And that resentment burns deeply, and it can really hold you back from reaching your potential. Now, let's make a contrast there with a high achiever versus that overachiever. On the outside, a high achiever can look really similar. Lots of things on the go all at once, always striving to make things happen. But here's where the key difference is. A high achiever is setting goals for themselves. A high achiever is comparing their efforts against their last best efforts, always looking to be the best that they can be, but not needing to look for approval from outside, not making a decision or reaching a goal and waiting for the applause or the feedback, because that's not important to them. A high achiever has high goals, but gets that intrinsic motivation from within. So which of these categories are you falling into? Are you giving yourself a really hard time by trying to overachieve and please everybody that's in your life or around in your business? Or are you a high achiever who wants to set those goals but feel quite content that your best efforts are absolutely that, enough, and your best efforts? How do you pull yourself back if you find yourself dipping into that overachieving territory? Well, there's a couple of key things. In previous blogs, I've talked about the concept of the reverse gap. That's a really important idea for you to tap into to keep yourself in high achiever mode. The reverse gap is when you not only look at the goals you've set forward, but you take the time to pause and to look back at how far you've come, at the achievements that you have made, and actually pausing, feeling how great it feels to have made those achievements and doing a bit of a celebration, not just leaping into the next thing on your to-do list. If you are tending towards being an overachiever, I also highly recommend that you work on making peace with your inner critic. And in fact, I've created a thing called the Freedom Kit, which can help you do exactly that. And the download link is on the page here for you to go and get that. Really, when it comes down to it, understanding the difference between the two is all about self-awareness, picking up and understanding if you are starting to beat yourself over the head with a blunt instrument because you don't think you're achieving as much as you should. Those shoulds are a definite indication that you're going over into that overachieving zone. So pull yourself back, guys. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate the achievements that you've got and recognize that you are enough and you have no need to compare with other people. Don't go down the internet rabbit hole and start looking what everybody else is doing. Get really clear on what your purpose is, on what your focus is, and how those goals are connected back to you. When you do that, you will stay content in being, yes, a high achiever, but not someone that needs and thrives on the opinions of others. And that, my friends, is where emotional freedom begins. So I'm Angela, your guide to a wholehearted business and life, and I look forward to sharing some more ideas with you shortly.